Hi everyone, I'm Maya Abboud. I am the marketing director and a master student, the marketing director of ACO, the America's Chamber Orchestra, and a master student at the Jacobs School of Music. I'm a violist and I study with Stephen Wierzyński. It's a pleasure for me to be performing for you guys via this recording. I'm just going to do a repeat of the concert that was removed from the page previously, so I apologize for that. A bit about my experience with ACO. It's been wonderful working with Aaron and Diego, especially on this mini-series concert project, mini-concert series project. I would really like to thank SADCO, Society for Colombian Friends, located in Indianapolis. We look forward to working with you and enriching our communities, respectively. The reason why I decided I'd like to be the marketing director of ACO is first and foremost working with Diego as a musician and the ensemble has been a highlight in my master's career. I definitely don't think I would have gotten through last year, without them. Actually, it was such a pleasure and it was such a wonderful thing to look forward to, honestly. Diego has such a great energy to work with, and there's so much to learn from him as a conductor and as a musician, as an artist and a person, even. So I decided to become the marketing director of ACO because I had previously actually worked as a PR and a festival counselor at the Illinois Wesleyan Chamber Music Festival in Bloomington, Illinois. So there are definitely two Bloomingtons. Anybody looking to audition, make sure that you schedule your flight ticket to Bloomington, Indiana, not Illinois. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I'd always been an artist deep down, and it's just a work that I greatly enjoy doing, and I love the fact that I can contribute to something that I equally love is just chamber playing, small ensemble playing, and playing of non-Western music as well. ACO does provide that platform. So if anybody's looking to send in compositions or work with us, let us know. Contact us by our email or Facebook page. We'd be happy to work with you or work something out, especially during this time. I did create the posters for the February 23rd concert, as well as this mini concert series. I look forward to making more art for the America's Chamber Orchestra. We'll see where that leads us in this next year. Looking forward to that. So a little bit about, what's been going on lately. The reason why I chose, the pieces actually to perform is because they resonate with me on an emotional level. Obviously, there's that motivation to learn them, and that connection there. But particularly the Capriccio, I had performed it previously in in my honors recital at Illinois Wesleyan University when I graduated. I was a senior, and this piece to me was difficult, but it was so romantic and sad and passionate and all this stuff, and I fell in love with it. But its meaning was taken on a different shape, and I think that does happen to most musicians when we come back to our own repertoire. We're able to see it from a different light, a different perspective. So that's been very rewarding, working on the Violist. It is Capriccio. It's a homage to Paganini, so it was written as a homage to Paganini for his death, and published posthumously in the second half of the 19th century. So as a virtuosic viola piece, it's enjoyable to play first and foremost, but the message that the piece conveys is of lament, of grieving, and it has this minor key and this lamenting melody that repeats itself, over and over again, but as it repeats, it's interspersed with the major sections that are nostalgic emotionally, and it reaches a head when it reaches a con fuoco with fire, a repetition of that same minor melody again, the lament, and then it goes into this explosion, impassioned explosion of energy, and that concludes with a descending chromatic scale. And my kitten is over there scratching the, what are you doing? Chromatic scale descends into piano pizzicato chords. And in classical repertoire, that chromatic descent is indicative of death, of burial, and I think during this time that we're, thinking about things going on right now in America, it's definitely something important that I wanted to communicate of how I was feeling. Definitely a lot of conflicting emotions, and yeah. So I mean, there's not a lot that really can be said verbatim, not verbatim, but verbally. The most important thing is to be transparent when we play, and I think that's also one of the other challenges of recording or playing non-in-person concerts. Because when we're together as human beings, there's always this energy, between us, the space between us that, some people can acknowledge, some people aren't that aware of, but we use that space to create energy from ourselves. And when we do that, we communicate things. And I think now, more than ever, it's so important to play. It's so important to have projects, and so important to perform for the public and be active and do new things and do things better. So yeah, there's definitely a therapeutic quality to this, but it's also challenging as a new, way to perform in new media. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to perform Capriccio by Violist. I'm going to get my viola here, so bear with me just for a couple moments. And by get my viola, I meant this is Cody. This is Cody. Okay, yeah. So I can't have any cute distractions walking around. All right. Without further ado, sorry, I just need to tune a little bit. The humidity in the air is affecting my viola. It moves, apparently. It doesn't look like it forms and warps and stuff, but it's a living, breathing thing even after it dies. So isn't that amazing? So for the second piece, I'll be playing, let me see, make sure that you can see me. For the second piece, I'll be playing Bach's Second Sonata, originally written for violin and transcribed for viola, because we can steal repertoire like that, just like Catherine said in our last concert. So the first movement, I'll be playing the first movement and the third movement. The first movement is titled Grave. So that explains it, I think, pretty well, but there's not much that you can, I personally believe that you can verbalize when you're describing Bach, even though as a method to internalizing it, you know, when you're practicing, when you're alone, but explaining it, it's so personal, and there's no better way to communicate that, which cannot be explained except through playing. So I think it explains, it speaks for itself, and I think that that's the beauty of Bach, is that the melodies and the harmonic progressions and, you know, the core of the piece is that it's so relatable and it's timeless. But the third movement in particular speaks to me because it's reverent in that it reminds me of a prayer. And I think this is suiting for how I want to sort of end this recording / presentation. And that's what you get. You get really worried about, you know, external noises and noise pollution when you're recording alone in your apartment. But yeah, so back to the Andante. It's reverent, and it reminds me of a prayer, and it reminds me of hope, really. And considering, you know, what's going on right now in America, we definitely need that, and I felt that it might be valuable to communicate that, you know, to whoever's listening. Thank you so much for listening to this, friends, acquaintances, strangers, old faculty members, colleagues, people I don't know. Yeah, but definitely when things feel so fractured right now, we need to remember, you know, that we need to stick together and support each other and, you know, be real. because you can't. Time keeps moving forward, and you can't take back those moments that you lose not saying what you mean. So, yeah. Without further ado, Bach. Making sure this is still recording. We're at 9 minutes and 59 seconds. Andante. I think sometimes it's interesting because I forget to be present in performing, and it's funny because, you know, for something so beautiful and something so engaging, it's sort of ironic that, you know, one's mind would be elsewhere. So definitely, you know, honing in on the moment, the importance of the moment, what you want to say, and not being worried about, you know, what other people are thinking or what's going on around you, just the importance of you at that moment in time. So beautiful. This is why I love playing music. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for watching this recording. And stay tuned tonight at 8 p.m. for a presentation by Daniel Quinto, resident composer of the America's Chamber Orchestra. Thanks and have a good night. Bye.